Hi guys, my name is Lexi and I'm on your team. Amanda has asked me to do a short tutorial on how to use Instagram for your business, and I'm really excited because Instagram is my favorite way to spread the word and to open my networks and to get new customers for my business. And so without much ado, we'll kind of just jump into it. So the first thing is, what is Instagram? Instagram is a social media platform just like any other, like Facebook or Twitter, but Instagram is all based on pictures. So everything is very visual, which a lot of people like, and it's really great for our business since a lot of our business has to do with visuals. So I'll show you. This is what the icon for Instagram looks like. It's like a purpley, yellowy, orangey icon. I recommend, as I'm going through this, that you download Instagram if you already have Instagram, that you start pulling it up, that you start creating a business account as I go through it, so that you can kind of be following along on your own phones as I try to show you on my phone. So I'm going to open up my Instagram app. There are a couple of options here along my bottom. So on the left hand side, I have a home button that looks like this. I have a search magnifying glass. I have an add plus sign button. I have a heart button that tells me everybody who likes my comment or likes my pictures or comments or anything like that. And then this last one on the right is my personal icon that takes me to my homepage. And we'll kind of talk a little bit more about this. Let's start on the homepage. As you can see, as we start scrolling through Instagram, everything's all about the pictures. There are some captions, but the main thing that we're looking at is pictures. As you go through, if you see something that you like, let's say you think that's really cute, you can double tap the picture and it adds a little heart, meaning that you liked the picture. And typically pictures with more likes are more popular, so you're trying to get as many likes or as many comments as you like. The little bubble means that if you click on that, you can leave a comment, or you can do a little, I call it a paper airplane. This little triangle is if you wanted to send that picture to someone in your messages. Okay, so that is the home page, and I'm just kind of running through that really quickly. You can also, up here in this black paper airplane is where you can see your personal messages, and I do a lot of communicating with my customers through that messaging service. Okay, so going back to the home page, so next we have the search bar. The search bar is where you find basically anything and everything that is public on Instagram. Now, if we're doing a LipSense page, we probably want to make sure that our page is public so that strangers who are kind of looking through the search bar would be able to find our content, because that's kind of the whole point, is that we want new people to find our page. One thing that's really nice is up here at the top at the search bar, you can type in things and you can search by people. If you have the name of the person you're looking for, you can search by tags, hashtags, we'll talk about that, or places. The ones that I use the most common is the tags bar, and you can see that there are lots of different hashtags that you can use. Now, I actually, before I started this video, I asked what were some things that you guys wanted to hear about, and one of the biggest things was hashtags. So let's talk a little bit about what a hashtag is. So a hashtag, it looks like a pound sign, and you use hashtag and a word afterwards to connect a lot of different posts with the same content together. So let's say I wanted to post something about LipSense. I would maybe use hashtag LipSense, and then I could click on that hashtag and find all these different posts from different users. So let's try that. So I'm gonna open up search bar. I'm gonna type in hashtag LipSense. Let's try that. All right, oh, I've got so many LipSense searches already in here. So as it starts pulling up, you'll notice that there are the most popular posts that use that hashtag, the ones that have the most likes and comments at the top, but underneath these are the most recent. So everybody and anyone who on all of Instagram has ever used the hashtag LipSense, they're gonna have all of their product or all of their content show up below. And that's kind of helpful sometimes. And there's it also gives you some suggestions for related ones. So like we see here, we have Lip Boss, Mineral Makeup, all unique. Let's click on Lip Boss. Now we can see all of the different users who have used the hashtag Lip Boss, which is helpful. And this kind of helps connect everybody who's ever used that hashtag before. Now, the best thing for me to use with my hashtags is I will use the hashtag with the color name that I'm wearing in the picture or that I'm highlighting, and I'll use the word for example, let's say we're talking about Bella, I'll do hashtag Bella LipSense. So let's try that. Hashtag Bella LipSense. Okay, so I typed in hashtag Bella LipSense. Now, everybody who's ever used that hashtag is going to come in. Oh, wow, look at all these pretty pictures. Actually, there's Michelle. Look how cute. She's on our team, and it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Michelle. She's in the top posts. How exciting. Anyway, so you can see that there are lots of girls who have specific pictures about Bella, and it's great to find content. Like if somebody's asking to see a certain color, this is a great way to find different people who are wearing the color. And then let's say I was a customer and I wanted to buy Bella, but none of the distributors I knew, I would type in hashtag Bella LipSense, and maybe I'd come across your page and I'd say, hey, do you have any? And you did. I could buy it from you. So I've had that happen to me actually multiple times, where people said, hey, I found you through the hashtag, which is nice. Okay, so that's hashtags. You should know that with every post that you do, you get up to 30 hashtags. So you connect it to 30 different things. I recommend getting as close to 30 hashtags as possible without being too crazy. Some other popular hashtags are like hashtag selfie, hashtag makeup of the day, hashtag MUA, which is makeup artist, different things. And I'd recommend doing a little bit of research on what are popular hashtags, because some hashtags are going to be more popular than others, are going to have more traffic than others. So I would do a little bit of research, and if one hashtag has 200 posts, but another one has 2 million posts, you're going to want to use the hashtag that has 2 million posts, because you know more people are going to scroll through that. So that's just another thing. Okay, so that is the search bar. Here is where you add content. It pulls up your gallery, and you can add anything from your camera scroll, and then you can use filters. I don't recommend using filters if you're trying to sell colors, but you can. That's pretty self-explanatory. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time discussing how to do that, but if you have questions, you can let me know. Then the heart button is where you see your engagement. So anytime that anybody has liked your picture or commented, you can see that there are new people who have followed my page here, and that's kind of helpful just to kind of keep track of what's going on in your page. But now I want to focus the next few minutes on this. This is where your grid is at. I've already talked a little bit. So we have our handle here. Your handle is your name. Your handle is how people are going to find you on Instagram. So you want it to have something to do with who you are. So my handle's name, if you can see, is Lipstick by Lexi. Feel free to follow me so that you can kind of follow along, or you can copy my ideas. That's totally fine as long as you ask permission. You can see how many posts I've done, how many followers I have, and how many people I am following. And then I have a small bio about what LipSense is, that I'm an independent distributor. I recommend that you spend some time working on that. And then we have the grid underneath. Now, the biggest thing about the grid is that you want to make sure that it looks nice. So I have implemented a pattern on my grid that I try to follow. I have every other picture I try to keep as a selfie, so that when it kind of looks like a diagonal. Do you see how I have selfies here, and then I have product or other type of posts here? That's not a big deal. You don't have to do that. You don't have to have every other one, but I do recommend having some sort of pattern. I've had girls who say one every 3 or every other. It just kind of depends on what you want. And it doesn't even have to be that many, but you want to have some sort of cohesiveness, whether you focus on like a color. Like I try to keep a lot of white background on a lot of my pictures. If you look through, I try to keep it as white and clean looking as possible so that the focus is your lip. Another thing that I do, if you click on any of my selfies, is that you can see what color I'm wearing in that picture, because I put it in a little box in the left hand side of each picture. So let's say you're scrolling, you're like, oh, that's a really pretty color. What's this one? You can click and you say, oh, that's Purple Rain. I really like that color. Maybe I'll be interested in ordering it. So I try to keep a pattern. I try to keep it cohesive, and I try to do a selfie and a product, selfie, something about the company. You know, you can kind of spice it up. You can talk about whatever you want on your page. The only thing that I will say is that I know it's intimidating to post selfies, but people love to see the picture on you. I always sell way more of the colors that I'm willing to put selfies on of me wearing it, because people want to see it on you, and people feel like they can trust you when they see it on the product on you. So that's something to think about as well. So another thing to think about is that you want to make sure that you are posting on Instagram consistently. That is the best way to build your business on Instagram. If you are not posting consistently, people are going to forget that they're even following you. And then when your stuff comes up on their page, they'll be like, what is this? Oh yeah, I forgot. But in the meantime, while other people are posting about LipSense on their pages, and if they are reminded of those ones, they will go and buy from those girls rather than from you. So the very bare minimum is to post at least once a day. And that sounds like a lot of work, I know, but I promise you it's worth it. Post at least once a day, and people will be reminded of what you're doing. And they'll think of you when they want to buy some LipSense. Now, my personal goal is 3 times a day, and I definitely don't hit that every day because that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to think about, 1 in the morning, 1 midday, and 1 in the evening when I get home from work or from school or whatever. But that's definitely a good number, is if you can hit 3 posts every single day, 1 in the morning, 1 midday, and 1 in the evening, you'll notice that your followers will skyrocket and you'll get a ton more sales. Especially if you're attaching those hashtags. So the other thing is the content on your page. You just want to make sure that you are yourself. There are lots of infographics and things that we can get from awesome Facebook pages like the Scenographics, which are so helpful, but people can get that from any other LipSense Instagram. You want to create content as much as you possibly can. That's why I like to do a lot of selfies. Sometimes I'll do swatches on myself. I'll get ideas from what other girls are doing. I'll be like, oh, I like that, and then I'll try to recreate it myself. Now, if you do use any other pictures or infographics from anybody else, make sure you get permission, because you don't want to get in trouble for using someone else's content, specifically selfies. Or if anything has been uploaded to the Scenographics, you're in good shape. You can use those. Those are like the official, you have permission to use those. If you have the Scenographics Facebook page, you can download anything from there. But the biggest thing is that you want to make sure that everybody who looks at your Facebook page feels like they know who you are as a person. I mean, you can't even look at my grid without knowing what I look like, because hello, selfie, 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 selfie. But I also try to put a little bit of my own voice of who I am, my personality on my page, whether it's through my stories, which is a whole nother thing I can get into another time, but also just through my comments. There are little things that I'll throw in, like for example, the other day, Tuesdays are very hard for me, so the caption on this one is like, oh man, it's Tuesday, it's gonna be a rough color, I need an easy color like Bombshell. That way I'm talking about the product, but I'm also talking about other things, and that's a really important thing to keep in mind too, is you want to make sure that your content is fun to read and fun to look at, that the pictures look nice. A really good analogy that they used at the Salt Lake City training that we went to a couple of weeks ago was that you don't want to make sure that every single post is a commercial, because what happens, like if you're watching your favorite TV show, let's say you're watching The Bachelor, and all of a sudden the commercials come on, like what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to mute it, you're going to turn away, you're going to go do something else, you're going to fast forward it if you can, and you're going to avoid the commercials at all costs. So you want to make sure that you are the show and not and not the commercial, because people will ignore commercials, but they enjoy kind of seeing other things. So sometimes I'll post about my favorite things of the month, or the cute thing I got at Target, and that's a good way to kind of keep people interested and engaged. Anyway, that is all I have. That was like as quickly and as basic as I could keep it. Like I said, there's so much I could talk about in specifics of how to get good pictures and about Instagram stories and lots of other things. So if you have any questions, feel free to direct message me. But anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.